Hi, I'm Yumbo, your house host here at the House of Purpose and Hope. Welcome to the Path to Happiness segment that we started a few video ago, and today we're going to talk about the fourth element, which is the number fourth is love and help children. But before we start doing that, I want you to invite a friend or a family to join us in this group so we can all talk about this purpose of life and hope to a better life. So the fourth element, love and help children. Of course, as we know, today is a very, very hard to bring a children to this planet. It's becoming so hard to bring a kid. It's like literally when you bring a kid nowadays, it's literally taking them to a war zone where there is so many problems and we can't even control. The only way we can control those problems is if we give these kids love and help them make that life. And that's very important. It's a very delicate problem, of course, to discuss. We all know that. There are so many theories out there how to raise kids. And, parents sometimes are actually becoming very stressed about how to raise their kids. And yet, of course, if you don't do it right, people will judge you right away and tell you you did something wrong. And of course, they will judge you so quickly about how you're raising your kids that it will create a problem between you and your child. So that's why it's very important to talk about that love and that support that the kids can have when you bring them to this planet. Some people raise, of course, their kids the way they were raised themselves. And some other try the opposite way. There were so many ideas out there, of course, how to raise the kids or the way you grew up. I mean, let's go back. Some people, why they try not to raise the kid the way they were raised? Because they believe when they were raised, it was the wrong way. So they're trying to do the opposite. Let's say if they were punished when they grew up, they will try not to do so. Or if they were not punished, they will try to punish the kids so they can follow a certain path. And of course, those attempts, there's so many things. There was actually another way, which is where a lot of us know, especially when you work so hard to become a very, let's say, a very stable, financially stable person. A lot of parents try to use material to literally raise their kids. And the idea is not bad, but the thing is like, it's going to be like just spoiling your kids. And it's not going to really help the kids to develop properly because you're not showing them the value that they want. It's going to hit. A lot of people believe that you're going to just let those kids grow up. You're not giving any rules. You're not giving any love. You're not giving any resources. And they're going to just rip and become an adult, and they're going to do some right stuff. And that's actually the lazy way. When we look today at a lot of criminal environment, a lot of them actually, as we all know, we are the product of our environment. And if we don't get a good environment, then we're not setting up a good foundation for our kids, even for ourselves. Because as we know, if you don't do it the right way, not just the kids will pay the price, but as a parent, you will pay the price in the future because it will affect you directly, not indirectly. Because a lot of people think it's going to be, while he's going to grow up, it's going to be his own. It doesn't really affect me. No, it will affect you even though they're adult. So it doesn't really matter if you neglect that part. You really have to give them the resources to grow up and become something. A child is like a blank book that you bring on this planet. Of course, they have senses, they're smart, they have a brain, but they are a blank book. So if that book is not written properly, the kids will repeat the wrong stuff. Though some kids have senses, they will learn it as they go. Sometimes they will learn it the hard way. But if you set up the right path, if the right thing on that blank book, these kids will grow up and write their own properly because they already have the foundation to do so. If they have gotten a lot of love from you, there are a lot of resources, meaning raising this kid to be self-reliant, to be reliable, to survive out there, this planet where basically everything was set up for them to fail. They will talk about peer pressure. When kids come home and they have to do something, they have to meet a certain parameters, they have to meet certain quality as a teenager, as a kid, to fit in. So if you don't write the right thing on that blank book, they will not understand the purpose of becoming an adult. So it's very important to do though. Now, there is another way, of course. They will, especially for mothers, to become their kids' friends. Of course, fathers do that as well. Now, it's very important. I'm not asking you, of course, to just say, oh, I'm going to be the friend and that's it. We're going to laugh. You're not going to set up a foundation. No, what I'm talking about, kids love someone they can talk to. That's why they usually go find friends outside. If those friends are not good friends, they will go the wrong way. Remember, we are the product of our environment. They're going to find something that will suit them and follow that example. And as a parent, we have to be very careful to what we're doing when we do so. So it's very important, of course, to talk to them. We're not asking you to become a friend in the same age, but as a person who will listen to what they're saying. Because whatever they're going to talk to you, if you listen to them, you will understand that peer pressure they're talking about. So you can set up the right foundation for them. They will understand that they don't have to follow those foundation. To go back to what I was saying about even the criminals. Today example of becoming successful, especially for kids, they see these people out there claiming that they are a college dropout, or they were used to be a drug dealer, or they grew up on the street. But what they don't realize, when you talk to a lot of those people in private, because a lot of those stories just to sell books and sell record. But when you talk to them in private, all those people claiming that they were drug dealers, or they grew up on, they grew up on the street, they learned everything from the street, they had some foundation. They found something positive that was written in their book. Of course, a lot of them learned the hard way to get where they are. And what is the percentage of actually those people? It's a small percentage. They learned the hard way, but they had something written in their book. They had a foundation. It might be for the person from the street. It might be for, let's say, a drug dealer that went on drug because life was tough, but they had a foundation themselves. So they will teach them how to get out and become a successful person. And don't teach your kid to become successful because they're billionaire or millionaire. They have to be happy with themselves first. If they can be happy with themselves, they will be happy when they grow up. They're going to be self-reliant. They're going to be reliable. They're going to be responsible. They're going to be a really, really loving person, because that's what you want your kid to become, to be able to help themselves when you're not around. If you don't do so, they're going to just fail. And like I said earlier, if they fail, you are failing, because it might affect you in the long run. So it's very important to listen to what they're saying, to listen to what their actual environment is. Because a lot of kids will tell you, when you try to educate them or try to raise them, they'll tell you, your time was different, you're older, your time was this and this is my time, kids are doing this, that is true. But if you write the right thing, you listen to what the environment is, and then that's a foundation. They can adapt whatever you're telling them. They can take that foundation and adapt it to this world and still keep them being very responsible, self-reliant, responsible, making decisions, have good manners. That's very important. So the path to happiness, show them pretty much what they need to become out there. And when parents, of course, need them, they will be there, because they're very reliable. The parents lay down a foundation, which is very, very important. So the path to happiness is a route of loving and helping a children from the babyhood to the brink of adult life. Okay, so my name is Yambo. This was the fourth element of the path to happiness, which is love and help children. So if you like this, invite your friend and family again. I will repeat that. Ask them to come over and we can talk about hope and, of course, the purpose in our life. So we see you later. Take care of yourself and each other. We see you later. Bye.